What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with Dark Outpost, and I'm back today talking about some Star Wars Expanded Universe. Now, if you remember, I said I'm trying to do some weekly videos, or at least as close to weekly as possible, depending on breaking news and stuff like that, about the Legacy era. Now, when I talk about the Legacy era of the Expanded Universe, what I'm talking about is everything from 44 years after the Battle of Yavin and on. Now, there's a lot of stories that we don't have, that we were supposed to have, that were supposed to be told before, Disney bought Star Wars, and they decided in 2014 to move away from all the stories in the Star Wars Expanded Universe and do their own thing with the new canon. But when we're talking about legacy today, what we're talking about is that, 40 years after the Battle of Yavin, all the way up to 137 years, which is where the majority of the chunks of our story is going to be told. Now, today I wanted to tell you about a major faction that plays a part in that and how they kind of rose to power and kind of leave us at where they're hanging when we really start this legacy story. And that's the rise of the Fel Empire. The Fel Empire was the name given to what remained of the Galactic Empire, or the Imperial Remnant. Sometime after 44 years ABY, or after the Battle of Yavin, Jagged Fel, the husband of Jaina Solo, ascended to the throne, marking the beginning of the Fel Empire. It retained many traits from the old Imperial Remnant, with the Council of Moffs and the Supreme Commander of the military still holding power. But instead of an elected chief of state, the position became that of Emperor, a monarch whose power would be passed down by lineage instead of election. Some traditional philosophies changed as well, such as aliens and women being more accepted in official positions within the Empire. The capital of the Fel Empire remained the same, the heavily defended world of Bastion. Jagged Fel, upon claiming the title Emperor, established, to the chagrin of many in the Moff Council, the Victory Without War program and the Imperial mission, peacefully spreading Imperial influence through good works, specifically providing aid to the people and planets who had been ravaged years prior by the Yuzong Vong War. As a result, many systems and planets who had been a part of the Galactic Alliance pledged loyalty to the Fel Empire, steadily growing their influence. Jagged Fel, heavily influenced no doubt by his wife Jaina, who was herself a Jedi Master, founded the Imperial Knights, a group of Force users who were dedicated to the Emperor. Unlike previous Force users aligned with the Empire, Imperial Knights did not draw on the dark side of the Force, but did not view themselves as strictly light side users either. They served the Force embodied by the Emperor. But if the Emperor himself ever fell to the dark side, it was each knight's sworn duty to either turn him back or remove him from power by whatever means necessary. Their training was similar to the Jedi Order, but with some stark differences. They viewed the Force as a tool, not something to be meditated on. They focused on controlling fear and managing emotions in the face of adversity, and believed that strict discipline and obedience was key to not being susceptible to strong emotions that could lead to the dark side. They sought to serve the Emperor by bringing order to the galaxy, often making decisions and sacrifices for the greater good. This, combined with the other differences, led to philosophical friction between the Imperial Knights and the Jedi Order. As the Victory Without War program continued to help grow the Fel Empire's influence, the Galactic Alliance sought to help their own constituents, as well as ease tensions with the Yuzong Vong, who were still despised by many for the destruction of so many worlds during the war a century ago. The Ossus Project, led by Yuzong Vong's Shapers, partnered with Jedi Master Cole Skywalker, descendant of Luke Skywalker, attempted to terraform the desolate planet Ossus into a vibrant world again. This experiment seemed to work wonders, with over 100 worlds lining up to be a part of the restoration. But a secret order of the One Sith, led by Clone Wars era Jedi Master turned Dark, Asherad Het, now known as Darth Krayt, secretly sabotaged the Ossus Project. Citizens of the Galactic Alliance were furious at the Vong and the Jedi, who suspected sabotage but couldn't prove it. The Fel Empire took full advantage, leading to an enormous secession of planets from the Alliance. In 127 ABY, the Moff Council, steered by High Moff Morlish Veed, decided to go for the throat and used a loophole to declare war on the Galactic Alliance, very much against the will of Emperor Rowan Fel. Rowan Fel was the grandson of Jagged Fel and Jaina Solo, and the third Fel to become Emperor. Born Force-sensitive due to his lineage, he became a full-fledged Imperial Knight before taking the throne. An adamant supporter of the Victory Without War program established by his grandfather, Rowan was friendly with Cole Skywalker and the Jedi, and was reluctantly forced to support the Moffs in their declaration of war. It was then the one Sith revealed themselves, allying with the Imperials with what would be known as the Sith Imperial War. This war led to the defeat of the Galactic Alliance, with the exception of a small renegade fleet still under Galactic Alliance control, and the capture of Coruscant. Fel, who had despised the necessity for war, and who had forbid his Imperial Knights from fighting in it, ordered the peaceful surrender of the Jedi Order. But many refused and retreated to Ossus. In 130 ABY, it was there at Ossus, in what was supposed to be a diplomatic mission, that the one Sith struck at the Jedi Order, resulting in the deaths of countless Jedi, including Cole Skywalker. A handful of Jedi, including Cole's own son, Cade Skywalker, escaped and went to ground, now fugitives in the galaxy once again. After the massacre on Ossus, Darth Krayt and the Sith sprung another trap, this time on the Fel Empire, attempting to assassinate Roan Fel. They succeeded, and the one Sith took control of the Empire. However, having been warned of this treachery, Roan Fel had sent his double, and had actually made his escape. But Fel's empire was now in the hands of the usurper Darth Krayt. Roan Fel's legacy was now in tatters. With the Galactic Alliance destroyed and the Jedi massacred, a Sith Lord now held the galactic seat of power for the first time since the reign of Darth Caedus. So I've always thought it was really interesting to see how the Fel Empire really came to power, so much differently than the empire that we were used to and the Imperial Remnant. Instead of using their military force to try to, insert their dominance over the galaxy, it was really a different way, led by Jagged Fel, who we know is someone who has the discipline of an Imperial, yet has the heart of someone who's not. Has a heart good enough to win Jaina Solo's heart in turn. So we don't know all of the answers. So much of that was going to be answered in the continuation of the expanded universe, but that never happened, or it hasn't happened yet. But I did think that was very interesting. And when we leave Roan Fel, he looks back on his family's legacy that's all in tatters now because of the betrayal of the one Sith, because of the Moff Council getting too greedy and using the way that they used to and going to war. So now you have Roan Fel who's on the run. He has loyalists, but he now has to find a way to do something with very little in the form of allies. The Jedi are almost all gone. The Galactic Alliance is almost entirely defeated, and the Sith reign. So what's going to happen? That's what you'll have to figure out. I'll keep doing these weekly. Next week, I'm going to focus on the Jedi Order and the one Sith and kind of what they were doing in this time frame leading up to Legacy to kind of gather power, what they were doing, how they worked, so that we'll be able to talk about something that actually makes sense when we get to Legacy and everyone kind of understands what led up to it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. I really love this era. Once we start getting into the real story of Legacy, I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. The Fel Empire, the one Sith, the Jedi, Cade Skywalker mentioned very briefly in this. I can't wait till we get into more of him. But let me know what you guys thought in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe, share, smash the like button, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a special thank you to all my incredible patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to check me out on Twitter or Instagram, or send something to my P.O. box? All the links are in the description. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.